Chelsea now because they've been busy again. Over £200 million spent, but they've also sold well, as they often do, Chelsea, bringing in 135 million. So the net spend's not that big at the moment. Might be about to get a little bit bigger though. What's the latest on the defender, Hato?
This deal, Matt, feels like it's edging ever closer to completion. We reported a few days ago that the deal for Hato was agreed with Ajax, a deal for an initial fee of £35.5 million for the 19-year-old. And of course, Hato, at 19 years old, has developed so much at Ajax. He wore the captain's armband at just 17 years old, and he really fits Chelsea's profile of the type of signings they've tried to get in the last 12 months or so, really rebuilding this Chelsea side. And really, the good thing about Hato is also his versatility. He can also play left back as well as centre back, and I think the idea would be to give a bit more time off maybe to Marc Cucurella, who played a lot of games last year. But it's interesting, Matt, I've been asking a few sources in the Netherlands about Hato and just what he's like, and he was described to me as a very calm personality, but also very interesting. He works individually with former Chelsea defender Winston Bogarde, individually on his game, who only made a handful of appearances for Chelsea. You can tell me the story in a minute.
That's not a good thing.
I want to know more about that.
You're not watching, mate.
But I think what's interesting is Hato sees himself as a centre-back, of course. He's very good on the ball. I saw him a few years ago against Aston Villa in the Conference League, and he talked about how he wanted to play in the Premier League one day. Virgil van Dijk is his idol, of course, being Dutch. But maybe we might see a transition into a left-back, a little bit like Jurrien Timber, gone to Arsenal and found actually, physicality-wise, and maybe his stature, actually a full-back position maybe better suited. He has spoken to Timber quite a lot, of course, about that positional change. Tell me a bit more about Bogarde.
I can't do that. I can't do that. But obviously, there was some questionable things back in the day when he was, he obviously. You know what? It's not factual, but apparently, like he didn't have a great time at Chelsea. They said they don't want him, and he was like, I don't care, just pay me my money.
Yeah.
And then, that was kind of exactly. He didn't play again.
Let's move on from which
exactly. Yeah.
Before we upset him too much. In general, how good a window have Chelsea had?
I think they've had a good window. I like the signing of Delap, Gittins. I think is a very good signing as well. But this transfer, I really, really like because, again, he has that versatility. He can play left back, he can play centre back. He has the same kind of build as Colwill. Colwill's had a lot of injuries throughout his early career. Again, left-footed player, so he's comfortable and open up the body, and I think that's always good to have that balance in your two strikers. But when you look at their window as a whole, I really like what Chelsea's doing. Again, you said, Dan, it fits their profile, the signing, and they're going to go out there and try and win 4 competitions, so they need a strong squad, and he's another player that I think, again, he will come into that starting team. At some point, he will get in there and stay in there. That's how good he is.
I also think, when we talk about Chelsea's strategy, we spoke 12 months ago on these shows, Matt, especially about how this is such a unique strategy. I mean, it's kind of unprecedented in football. And I don't think we should ever forget that no club the size of Chelsea have gone with a strategy like this, where you invest so much money in young players, long-term contracts, absolutely. But just for a pure number of players to bring in. And we're seeing the fruits of that a little bit. We saw that at the end of last season, we saw that in the Club World Cup. I think Liam Delap, for example, £30 million with that clause, fantastic signing.
You know what, I said, I don't know what you think, Dan, but Delap has a bit of Shearer about him, a younger Shearer, where he's strong, you can't push him off the ball, he scores different types of goals. He's got a real appetite. He's got a bit of arrogance on the pitch. I really like Delap as a signing, and I think a lot of teams would have looked at him. I mean, again, Arsenal, but I would have liked to see him at Arsenal because I think he adds a lot to a squad. He can play on the left, he plays on the right, he can play up front. Number 10, he's a very good young player. I'm looking forward to seeing him this year.
It has kind of been so far a window of the strikers, hasn't it? I mean, you've been talking up Delap there, but you haven't picked him in your 3 strikers to have a look out for. Well, actually, to be fair, though, we've kind of picked them with you, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've just gone with the 3 behind me. So, Gyökeres, João Pedro, and Ugo Ekitike. We're going to ask you, Jay, which of those 3 do you think is going to have the biggest impact and why?
but I hope it's Gyökeres. I hope it's Gyökeres. But objectively, I think it would be João Pedro, because Chelsea create a lot of chances, and Jackson last year, and even the year before, as much as he scored goals, some really very good goals, he missed a lot of chances as well. And I feel like João Pedro, he's a very good player because I wouldn't say he's a typical number 9. He gets involved in play too, and he gets involved in play drifts, and then he gets back in the box. And when he's in the box, he's calm on the ball. He's not like slashing at things. You see like a real confidence that when he's in around there, I can score my left foot, I can score my right foot. If I need to take a touch, I'll take a touch. His awareness of where he is away from defenders.
The Blues have now reached advanced stages of negotiations for both players. Personal terms are understood to be fully agreed, and the final details are being sorted before official announcements are made. Xavi Simons is expected to bring creativity and attacking quality to Chelsea's midfield, while Hato will strengthen the defensive line with his pace and intelligence.